But class is always going to be the deciding factor when it comes down to a derby. There's no question that the Irish derby is the fairest of all the derbies. You know, there have been many injustices dealt out over the unique track of Epsom over the years, and they tend to be rectified when they come to the Curragh. It's a wide open mile and a half, there's no place to hide, and invariably the best horse will win. Well, Epsom is always a great guide to the Irish Derby, and of course Camelot was so impressive at Epsom. He's the only horse that you could possibly consider taking out of there to bring here, and look, hopefully he turns up, because he is potentially one of the best horses that we've seen in decades, and it would be a big deal to get him back to the Curragh. Aidan O'Brien's two previous Epsom Derby winners, High Chaparral and Galileo, both returned to the Curragh to win the Irish Derby, and one would hope they'd take the same route with this horse. Well, those two horses, and indeed many other winners of the Irish Derby, have been out-and-out middle-distance horses, whereas Camelot has had the class to win a Guineas, and as well as a Group 1 over a mile as a 2-year-old. That's rare, you know, for a horse, number one, to be given the opportunity to show that he stays a mile and a half, and again to actually go and do it is another thing. So he certainly has a touch of class that not necessarily all Irish Derbies would have in terms of speed. I'd say definitely, without doubt, the Irish Derby is going to be a stronger race than Epsom was. We have the likes of, speaking of which, of Dermot Wells, who absolutely bolted up in his trial, went by 8 or 9 lengths here a couple of weeks ago. You have Parish Hall, who won the Dewhurst last year, that may well make it back for the race. You have Keane Muffeed, who was again one of the most promising 2-year-olds of last year. He's hoping to be back in time for it. And then you also have Light Heavy of Jim Bulgers, who's won all the traditional Derby trials, and Jim has said from the outset that he wasn't interested in Epsom, that he was the red arrow was firmly pointed to the Irish Derby, and if all those 4 turn up, and indeed Camelot, it will be without doubt one of the deepest Irish Derbies in years, and certainly a race to savour. It's not certain, but the damp side of his pedigree suggests so, and he won so well over 10 furlongs on his last start that one would hope that he'd stay 12. And his trainer Dermot Weld, who knows a thing or two about training Irish Derby winners, was adamant that the Irish Derby was the race for him. So if you're prepared to put the faith in Dermot Weld, he's very much a contender. Well, the Derby course here, it's a long way home from the straight, and some jockeys, the occasion can get to them and they can end up going for home a little bit too soon. We've seen it quite a few times over the years, but Joseph O'Brien is such a cool rider, which he showed at Epsom, of course, that I wouldn't be one bit concerned about his ability to ride an Irish Derby winner, and it's only a matter of time, and if Camelot turns up, it could be a very short time.